Well, you know, the stove has been a difficulty. That the front part of the oven door fell off or was ripped off. Obviously, it was ripped off, torn off. All right, so I cleaned the front of the oven door. The door is separated to the oven. This is the front part that people see with their eyes. And this is the inside of the oven door over there. So the oven door closes, you know, the oven works. You would think, well, it needs some screws or something, and there's a part over here that's bent. This is the left-hand side. It wasn't just bent, but ripped and torn off. I didn't know it at the time. This is the right-hand side, ripped and torn off, because I then found the two little pieces still attached to the stove. This is before I got it cleaned. All right, so just to give you some perspective. So the top of the inside of the stove, these are the screws, and they hold the handle on, and they actually hold the whole thing together. So I'm going to be taking these off. All right, I got it unscrewed. And then you can just take this part off like that. I'll just rest it over here. And I'm going to flip it over. All right, those men in the place said they didn't think it had any trim, but it does. So I got it on here because that's what that little hole right there is for. And then I can screw it in right there, and it sits there. Oop, my friend Antoinette's calling me, but I'm going to get the other one on this side, and it just sits up there on top like that. Okay. All right, I got the handle on. It's not rickety. It's on there sturdily. Now I'm going to put it back on the stove. So doing things yourself for the first time, sometimes you have to do things more than once, but here we go. Okay, here's the oven door. I do remember the guy telling me don't stick it in too far. You stick it in too far. I don't know what the negative is, but don't stick it in too far. All right, look at that. And the weight of it holds it down. It has these little lock things, so you put this with this. This is how the locks work. Like that. And then it might not be perfect, but... Ta-da! All right, the oven is finished. I can move on to the next task. Yay!